Hey everyone, excited to announce we've got integrations from third parties available to you inside of the integrations tab. So in this video, what we're going to do is we're going to show you how to set up integrations between each of these new integrations that we've just set up. And then I'm going to show you how to use these in the bot. And this is just going to be a general overview. We'll actually have videos for each individual integration as well. This one's going to be very generalized. And then if you want to see exactly how each of these work, you can actually go to that in the help section, okay, in the tutorials. All right, so here's the screen. You should see what the screen looks like. This is what the integrations look like. Currently, we have 7 at the recording of this. However, we're going to be adding many, many more. So there's a chance that you could see a lot more available when you first log into this. So if you go to settings, you'll see something that says integrations. And basically, you're going to click on the integrations tab to find where you're going to connect all of your integrations at. And then on the right-hand side or on the bottom, if you don't see any integrations, you should see 2 different buttons and it'll tell you to get started, okay? So here I'm going to click the button that says add new integration. Once you do that, you're going to name a nickname for your reference only. So basically, we know that we're inside of this particular fan page, and these integrations are only going to work with this fan page. That way, our agency holders and people who run multiple businesses won't have, if they have multiple integrations that they want to connect, they'll either have to connect them again if you're using the same integration on a different fan page or business page, or use a new one. Okay, so that's why I would say on this nickname, you want to make sure that you know which one you're connected to, but by any means, you're going to still always be connected to that page, so you'll be able to kind of know from that as well. But let's just say you had 2 different get response accounts for different businesses that had different bank accounts or whatever the case may be, and you've got them split up. So in that case, you might want to say Global Ripple Marketing get response account, or the higher level success get response, or active campaign, or send lane, or whatever the case may be, whichever one you're using, you might want to reference that for this nickname. And again, like I said, this is internally, so you know which account it is. There's also potential that you might have 2 active campaigns on the same page. Okay, so in that case, same kind of idea. You are just going to make sure you have a nickname for each of them so you know which one is which. Okay. Then on here, you're going to see a drop down, and this is where you're going to select the service that you want to use. So currently we have MailChimp and ActiveCampaign, Moosen, ConvertKit, GetResponse, SendGrid, and SendLane, and chances are you might be seeing a lot more there, okay? And so at that point, you'll select the one that you want. So let's just say I wanted to select ActiveCampaign. And when I select ActiveCampaign, you're going to see that there's an API URL and an API key. And on each individual training for each of our integrations, we'll break that down to where to go inside of each one of those companies to find these different API keys or URLs. And every company is different. Some companies require more than others, okay? But then you're gonna add that here, and then you're gonna hit Save Changes, and it's gonna save that account inside of there. And if you're missing something, it's gonna tell you right here you're missing. You need to fill out these areas in order to continue, okay? Now, for the general purpose, I've already got all these connected, but I just want to show you how some of them are different. So if I go to SendLane, SendLane wants an API key, a hash key, and then they're also going to ask for the subdomain, okay? If you go to, say, Moosend, they just want an API key. If you go to GetResponse, API key, same with MailChimp, right? And they're different. So some companies have tags and stuff like that that you can grab, like ActiveCampaign, and so that's why they're requesting a little bit more from you, not just the API key. So I'm going to hit cancel, and then I'm going to show you inside of a bot how that would work. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and click here. We're going to create a new bot from this point. We'll call this integration test 4. I'll put this in my testing group, and I'm going to hit start. And I do want to mention that if you don't already have custom fields built, you're going to want to do that as well. So if I go to custom fields, you're going to want to make sure that you connect your email. Okay, if it's for SMS, you'll want to connect SMS. But you'll create the custom field here. You'll find email, and you'll want to name it, and you'll want to name a description. So maybe if you're building a list for list A inside of Active Campaign, you're going to want to name it like AC list A or something like that. Okay, so you know where that list is going to, and you're going to see that inside of your bot when you're building it. And then same with description. You might want to put that in your description as well, and then hit save, and there it is. Okay. Now, as we roll out SMS and text ones, you're going to want to do it for phone number. You'll see them for phone. They'll look like phone number. It'll grab the correct format when you're doing that. All right. So then from there, let's just go back to the bot. I'm going to refresh it real quick because we just set up a new one so I can see it inside of there. And I'm just going to quickly build out a bot. So let's just say testing. We'll create a button, test. We'll send the message. Here's where we're going to use the user input field. I'm going to delete this top one. Testing for email service. Okay. And then I usually like to delete this button because you can have these go to the thank you or congratulations part of the bot. You are in, again, just doing this real fast. Now you can see obviously there's validation errors. It's because I haven't set anything up. You can do free type or you can do QR, which is a quick reply. And then you're going to find that select your custom field. So we just created one, right? AC list A. And then below that, you're going to see integrations. Okay, and you're going to see webhooks. We actually allow you to utilize up to 2 integrations at once and a webhook. So technically, you could send that email to 3 different places from just this one spot where people click on their phone number. This quick reply is going to serve the email that's associated with their personal profile on Facebook, which is usually a really good email address to have, or you can do free type where you could ask them for them to give you a better one. Okay, and I usually have that as an option, but in this training, I'm not going to show you that. Just make sure you watch in another training about user inputs. So from here, then I'm going to find the integration that I just set up. Okay, the different ones I have. I'm going to look at Active Campaign. So right here, you're going to see where it says select list. I'm going to find a list. I usually have this tester one that I use. And then I can also grab tags. I can add tags or I can remove a tag, which could set some automations up inside of your account. So when a new subscriber goes onto this list, you might have some tags that get added, and then it goes into some automations that you want to use at that point. Now, let's say I want to add another integration. Maybe I'm opting people into a webinar, or maybe I'm opting them into my CRM. So from that point, I would find that out here, or I want to make sure that people go onto 2 different lists on 2 different autoresponders. I'm just going to do the same thing here. I'm going to find it, and I'm going to go forward from there. Now, I also want to mention again, you can also use webhooks, which would use with Zapier or Integromat or Integrately, a lot of these other services, plus some of the other services that we talk about in the integrations area. Now, I do want to show you real quickly where you can find the integrations area in our knowledge base. We now move them up to here, and this is where you're going to see all the integrations. So some of these aren't native. They're using webhooks, and some of them are going to be native because we're adding a whole bunch more, including the 7 that we just added today. So I'm going to leave you with that. At this point, you could obviously preview and test. Make sure that you do test out all of your integrations just to make sure that they are working. And again, this was just a general overview of the integrations that we currently have, that we just announced, and we have a lot more coming. So like I said, you might see more than this by the time you're seeing this video. So I'm going to go ahead and leave you with that, and make sure you watch the individual training for each of these, or the ones that you want to use, because they'll be a little bit more in depth. All right, thanks for watching, and we'll see you on the next one.